Now, what we're doing throughout the show, much like fourth grade, I said, hey, you guys create a 90-second report on a woman. It doesn't have to be in your life or just that you know about. So maybe somebody famous in history. Alive, not alive. There were no rules. It just had to be an awesome woman. So we're going to do 90-second reports. Amy's up first. Are you ready, Raymundo, to hit that button? Here we go.
90-second presentation
for International Women's Day.
Amy, who do you have over there?
Robin Roberts.
Okay, here we go. Amy is now doing Robin Roberts. And begin.
So make your mess your message. This is something I learned from my girl, Robin Roberts. Her mom often said it to her, encouraging Robin not to hide, but to share more of herself when life threw her some curveballs. This became the catalyst for her success. Now, a lot of us know Robin from Good Morning America, but she's been killing it way before then. She was a basketball star at Dang it. Edit. She was a basketball star at Southeastern Louisiana University and was later inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Throughout school, she stayed close to her true passion in broadcast journalism, which really began to take root in her life when she landed a sportscaster position on ESPN. Now, she certainly has an impressive resume, but it's her vulnerability that has captured our hearts. She inspired us all when she courageously invited us to walk alongside her as she faced 2 life-threatening illnesses. Her 2020 primetime special, Robin's Journey, and her best-selling book, Everybody's Got Something, became her platforms for sharing her story, making her mess her message, and encouraging those on a similar path. Robin is a trailblazer and an inspiring leader for all women, and I'm honored to call her friend, being that we occasionally DM on Twitter. Okay, maybe we've DM'd like twice, but still, she's my friend, and I look up to her, so thank you, Robin, for all that you do, and just being an inspiration to me, because we have a lot in common, you know? She played basketball, I played 7th grade basketball. Okay. She's in media, I'm in media. She makes her mess her message. We have Pimp and Joy. Love you, Robin!
There you go, Amy's 90-second presentation.
Oh, cool.
She used bigger words than I think I did.
Oh.
A lot of catalyst. Did you copy that? Some of that stuff?
No, she is. She's a catalyst.
No, did you? But I've never heard you use catalyst in your life.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard me do a book report?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Use big words in your book reports.
Yeah, but you haven't ever heard me give a presentation.
I know, it's scary. Mine isn't like that.
I was expecting like C-Spot Run.
Thanks.
That's what I do on my book
Me
report.
too. Mine's basically C-Spot Run too.
Oh, thanks for the encouragement.
No, we're saying that.
Hold on, stop. Back it up. Play out the backside of her thing again. All right, there it is. From Amy, everybody. All right, Raymundo, you're up next. Who do you have?
90-second presentation
for International Women's Day.
Yeah, Bobby, I have Little Peanut from Brooklyn.
Wait, what?
Judge Judy.
Interesting.
It's the title of your book report. I'm already intrigued.
All right, I'm starting your 90 seconds. Go ahead.
She was really short, wasn't good at ballet, piano, or dancing. She didn't even think she was going to be famous. But she was a good talker. And she always enjoyed court shows, so she knew law was going to be what she did. There weren't many women in the field, no lawyers, judges really that were women. It was a male-dominated industry. So she went to law class. There were 126 men and one woman. That woman, Judge Judy. She didn't fit in. She was treated a little different, but that drove her. She was the only woman in her class, and she finished by the age of 23. All the dudes were still in law school, probably going to parties, taking forever. She was already in the jury system at that age of 23, which is crazy. They said it was extremely fast. She was petite, but that didn't stop her behind the desk. She was known as the toughest judge in America. She did over 20,000 cases, and get this, that was before she was even on TV. She didn't get the show till she was 53 years old. It was a 60 Minutes interview. They just came in, interviewed her, and said, wow, this lady is a pit bull and fierce, and there you go. After that, she gets the show. The rest is history. In a male-dominated field. And oh yeah, she became the highest paid TV host, making over $147 million. Male or female, she's the highest paid. Neighborhoods are now safe. I'm actually a little scared of Little Peanut from Brooklyn, Judge Judy.
Hey, that's good,
Yeah,
man. That's good. Wow. Her net worth is $440 million.
Gosh.
So, Eddie, I'll let you go now with yours.
Okay, here we go.
You have 90 seconds. Who is yours about?
The amazing woman that I chose to do my report on is Carol Kay. Now, Carol Kay, you may not know her name, but you definitely have heard her work. In the last 50 years, Carol Kay has played on over 10,000 recordings as a studio musician.
Wow.
She plays the guitar, but mostly known for her work on the bass guitar. In the 1960s and 70s, she recorded bass lines for so many artists, including the Beach Boys, Elvis, Glenn Campbell, the Monkees, Frank Sinatra. The list goes on and on. Here are a few songs that Carol played on that you just might recognize, starting with Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. You may also have heard this song, A Little Less Conversation by Elvis Presley. That's her on the bass. Here is I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
And then, of course, we all know Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. That's Carol on the bass as well. She also recorded and helped create some of these famous popular TV show themes, including The Brady Bunch, Hawaii Five-0, and the original Batman song. We even play some of Carol's music on the show here whenever Lunchbox does some hidden mic stuff.
Yeah.
She also helped create Mission Impossible. In 2020, Rolling Stone magazine ranked Kay number 5 in its top 50 greatest basses of all times. A lot of times, these session players don't get the recognition, so I felt I needed to shine a little spotlight on Carol Kay, the baddest woman around.
She's in the Wrecking Crew.
Yes, she
I
is.
saw her in the documentary.
Yeah, that's kind of how I learned about her,
Yeah.
and I thought you guys would be really impressed by
She's
this.
the only woman that's like, I think she had glasses like mine too.
She did.
She was a boom, boom, boom.
She
boom.
is so cool to me, and I'm glad I had this moment to talk about her.
International Women's Day. I have Oprah Winfrey. That's who I've chosen.
Love it.
Oprah was born in Mississippi. Hit me with that imaging, Raymundo.
90-second presentation.
For International Women's Day.
Oprah was born in Mississippi to an unmarried teenage mother. You know her name's Orpah?
No.
Oh.
Birth certificate, O-R-P-A-H.
Wow.
Because it was after the biblical figure in the book of Ruth, but people kept saying Oprah, so that stuck. But her name is Orpah. She grew up dirt poor. Her family was really poor. She was teased at high school and in school for wearing dresses made of potato sacks. She also didn't get her first pair of shoes until she was 6 years old. Oprah graduated from East Nashville High in 1971. After college, she began her television career on Channel 5 in Nashville. And so she's doing local news. She went to Baltimore. And then here she is talking about getting fired from that job in Baltimore.
I was not a good television reporter. I was too emotional. I was making $22,000 a year. Once I got demoted, they didn't want to pay out my contract. I was making $25,000 a year. They didn't want to pay me the $25,000,
Right.
so they kept me on and said, "We'll put you on this talk show just to run out your contract."
It was called People Are Talking. And that consolation prize took off.
Yeah.
She eventually became the host of the Oprah Winfrey Show, which aired for 25 seasons. What do you think her biggest watched interview was?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Oh.
1993 became the most watched interview of all time with 36 million viewers in the United States. She was a billionaire, $2.6 billion. She is the richest African American of the 20th century. In 2009, the last 10 minutes of her show confirmed that Oprah would cease. September 9th, 2011, here she is talking about why she's leaving the show.
So why walk away and make next season the last? Here is the real reason. I love this show. This show has been my life, and I love it enough to know when it's time to say goodbye. 25 years feels right in my bones, and it feels right in my spirit. It's the perfect number, the exact right time.
The best to ever do it. She was once told she wasn't good enough to do it.
Crazy.
And now she's a billionaire and interviewing Prince Harry and Markle, or whatever their names
Meghan.
are. Yeah, whatever. Prince Harry and Markle, Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Up left is Morgan number 2 in Lunchbox. Morgan, you're up first.
Well, I have Dolly Parton.
All right, here we go.
90-second presentation.
For International Women's Day.
Dolly Parton is a legendary singer-songwriter, performer, actor, philanthropist, and just an all-around cultural icon. And yes, she even has her own theme park. Out of the thousands of songs she's written, her biggest hits include Jolene.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
I Will Always Love You, 9 to 5, Coat of Many Colors, and Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers.
That is what we are.
And that's just to name a few. And Dolly didn't get where she is without being multi-talented. There's at least 8 instruments we know of that Dolly can play, including the banjo, saxophone, guitar, and piano. Dolly Parton didn't always have things easy, though. She grew up very poor and was one of 12 kids. During her first performance on the syndicated television show, The Porter Wagner Show, she was booed off stage. And now she's been married to her husband, Carl Dean, for 55 years this May. She founded the Imagination Library to make sure kids all over had access to books. And that was in honor of her father, who was never able to read or write. And that program has since given out over 150 million books. Dolly's ability to have fans of all walks of life and continually inspire those fans is what makes her legendary. But not only that, she turned down Elvis Presley's request to record one of her famous songs. She's been nominated for a Grammy 50 times. Wow. She wrote her first song at the age of 5, and she holds 2 Guinness World Records. I totally stan Dolly Parton.
There it is. Good one. And wrapping up our presentations today, Lunchbox, who you doing?
Someone by the name of Anna Mae Bullock.
Okay. Okay.
Here
we go. Hit it.
90-second presentation.
For International Women's Day.
Let me introduce you to Anna Mae Bullock. Oh, you don't know that name. Does the name Tina Turner ring a bell? Ooh. That's right, from Nutbush City, Tennessee, the one, the only Tina Turner. She wants to teach all of you women and all you kids and all you people out there, if you want something, you go get it. She was in a club in St. Louis. She sees Ike's band up there. She's like, I want to sing. She goes up to Ike and says, let me sing on that mic. He goes, yeah, I'll call you. He never calls. So during intermission, she gets on the mic and sings, and Ike's like, this girl's amazing. Says, you're going to be in my band. And then Ike writes a song for another dude, and they go to the studio to record it. The guy never shows up, and Tina Turner says, I'll sing it, sings it, and that's what gets him the record deal. It was supposed to be a demo, and it was just supposed to be thrown in the trash. Ike and Tina, the review, they go on to have huge success, make Grammys. They're nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But Ike is a jerk, abusive. He beats Tina, and she's tired of it. So finally, one night, they land in Dallas. On the way to the hotel, he beats her. She sneaks out of the hotel and hides, and she files for divorce, and she walks into that courtroom, and she says, I don't want any of the money. I don't want the houses. All I want is my name. And Ike Turner had trademarked Tina Turner, so she wasn't going to be able to get it. She said, that's all I want, because I want to be able to perform. And she got the name. And for 7 years, she performed at hotels and things, and she was just a novelty act. Then she hits it out of the park with Let's Stay Together. She does the cover. She does Private Dancer. 2 weeks, she makes the album. She goes on to sell over 100 million records. Do you understand? She's in a Guinness Book of World Records. She was performing for 180,000 people in Brazil, the most ever for a single artist at that time. She is one of the greatest of all time, 12 Grammy Awards. She was the first female and first black artist on the cover of Rolling Stone. So if you want something, you go get it. That is Tina Turner, and I'm gonna cry.
There it is. Nice job. Why are you laughing?
Because he loves Tina Turner and always has, and I love seeing him.
I'm
so
telling
passionate.
you guys, there wasn't a lot written down in front of him. That was all from his heart.
He was.
Well, obviously, because he didn't time it. It's about 4 minutes long.
Hey, her tour in 1988, over 4 million fans, the most ever for a female artist.
Dang. Hey, Scuba, we've been trying to get Tina Turner for like 10 years.
Don't listen.
Oh, really?
Listen.
And no one's been we've tried to get her for probably 15 years.
I did not know this. I'll get her on. If you're okay with it, I'll put her on the show.
Would love to have her on.
All right,
We've tried unsuccessfully for years.
Okay, I'll do it.
Listen, she has the thing on HBO Max coming out, and she's up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If we can get her on.
Oh, that's true. The HBO Max thing may actually be
oh my gosh,
a way in to go. We'd like to interview her.
Can I at least ask one question, though, when she comes on?
You can ask all the questions.
I don't even know what to say. I will do like Amy, where you just talk and don't even
let
let
them
ask
one question? Well, I don't know what to say. You have plenty of time. We'll see if we can get her. All right, nice job, Lunchbox.
It's a Bobby Bones show.